Hello, everybody. Psychic Soul Sense is here. This is Krista Parker. Okay, so today we're going to go into the second part of the consciousness code. I'm excited about this. I love stuff like this. In fact, we're going to actually be taking a deep dive into this subject over the next couple of weeks. So, guys, we had that snowstorm. It was supposed to be so big, but nothing happened. So, but my internet was fine. It was my computer. I have cats, and I guess they deleted the drive when they walk across stuff. So I had to fix it. That's why I haven't posted my videos. In fact, it's been hard recording because, repairing the computer, I had to delete files, you name it. It's been fun. I am ready. We're going to get this second part to the consciousness code out, and then we're going to move on. I'll tell you what's next after we get this done, okay? So y'all hold on tight, because here we go. I hope everybody is enjoying the channel, and I hope you're liking what you see. And if you don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe, because it does help the channel. And most of my subscribers aren't, or most of my watchers, viewers aren't subscribed. So if you don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out big. Thank you. Okay. So, I'm sorry, guys. I had to pause it. Get my stuff ready and change my shirt. I'm hot. So, riding waves of rhythm, frequency, and levels of awareness. Consciously attuning internal frequency to detect patterns of synchronicity. Synchronicity is like you're thinking about something, and all of a sudden 333 shows up. The thought that you are having is the significance to the 333. That's why you have to practice self-awareness. If you practice self-awareness and being aware of your surroundings, your area, always being aware of what you are doing and what's going on around you, then you notice that stuff more and more. So then you'll be able to think, oh, line 333. Okay, this is what I was thinking when I said that or when I seen it. So that's what you can do, So, anyways, we're going to get right to this video and check it out. Okay, so this is the second part to the first video, the conscious code that I did. I can either put the links to it in the description. I thought about showing you so we could review. But it's the one that's conscious code, and I talk about Upchurch, doing a whole video on it and describing the connection. That's another video I want to do too when I get so rhythms integrate basic human biological responses and govern the way we hear sound. Rhythms. Delta waves reduce internal noise and increase sensitivity to meaningful stimuli. Sound frequency introduces a focused inquiry of meaning detection in synchronicity and scientific innovation. The Earth's natural frequencies are strongly correlated with the EEG rhythms of the human brain. So that would be the Schumann resonance for the last part. The second part introduced focused inquiry sound. So Sovereign said this one day, we hear it first, then we see it. This kind of proves that. by explaining how the frequency introduces a focused inquiry of meaning detection in synchronicity and scientific innovation, and delta waves reduce internal noise and increase sensitivity to meaningful stimuli, and rhythms integrate basic human biological responses and govern the way we hear sound. So I think everything is heard first and then seen in a sense because it tells us what to see. I don't know. That's what I picked up from it. In a previous post, we introduced the idea that frequency and synchronicity can be a meaningfully connected. Can be meaningfully connected. This post explores rhythm as an emerging language for the fundamental interconnectedness among synchronicity, awareness, our physical condition, and frequency. I believe this, and I believe that the emerging language of telepathic communication is something we used to do, and as we evolved, we grew out of it. And if you are aware of the Bible and the stories in it, then you will go back to or think about going back to imagine going back to hearing or reading about hang on. Hello. Wait a minute. Hello, Governor. Hello. Hello, Governor. Okay, I hope it works. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like something might not be right. Who knows? We will see. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I have always felt like that we communicated telepathically. We stopped doing it. And in the Bible, it does talk about back in the days of the Nephilim or before the Nephilim, somewhere it talks about having communication without words. It also talks about having one eye and where it extended back into our brain. Weird, huh? Weird stuff, guys. Rhythm. Where synchronicity meets sonics and science. Now, have you heard about the stories or the experiments where they um, send different frequencies to your bodies and things start to heal or change, right? Well, it could even change your mood, it could change your thoughts. So there's something to this. Or have you heard about people going to Egypt and going and getting in their pyramids and they say the sound and the frequencies and how it felt, so rhythm is a symphonic pattern of all life and basis of biological evolution. Frequencies, timbres, and the passage of the beats through time, a space form rhythms. In the passage of beats through time and space. That's cool. The carrier of the life information that governs a variety of neurobiological functions, biochemical interactions, and the way we hear sound is with our whole body. The notion of the intimate relationship between sound and neurobiology is echoed in the words of the Sufi musician, healer, and mystic Hazrat Inya Khan. A person does not hear sound only through the ears. He hears sound through every pore of his body. That makes sense to me. So then I will have to take it a step further than what Sovereign Soul said one time and say, we hear with our whole body before we see it, right? It either awakens. Oh, wait a minute. I missed something. It permeates through the entire being, and according to its particular influence, either slows or quickens the rhythm of the blood circulation. It either wakens or soothes the nervous system. It arouses a person to greater passions, or it calms him by bringing him peace. According to the sound, it's an influence, a certain effect is produced. Sound becomes visible in the form of radiance. So the thoughts it brings to you, the vision. This shows that the same energy that goes into the form of sound before being visible is absorbed by the physical body. In that way, the physical body reciprocates and becomes charged with new magnetism. That makes sense, guys. To me, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, now it's going to go into talking about how from signals to expressions to states of being. Now, I have talked about this a lot because people will ask the question, how do you know you've received information? How do you know you're receiving psychic information? First of all, when I do tarot readings, if I want to remember everything I said, I have to record myself. So that's why I kind of like doing them on YouTube because I can go back and listen. And if a client asks me to repeat something, I can remember because it comes in so fast, especially when I'm doing readings free online because you all get in line. There's 20, sometimes more, and their readings are fast. Sometimes I have to switch gears, you know, to feel a different frequency or a different question comes in that feels different. So you switch gears, but it always comes in through the right side for some reason. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about real quick before we get back to this, and I'll mention this again later on. I've been getting a lot of questions on my Facebook groups about how to move energy around. So I'm glad that we're going through these videos right here. So mindfulness meditation creates awareness that forms from intentionally paying attention to the present moment without judgment. So currently a high practiced and popular form of wellness. Mindfulness meditation increases the volume of the gray matter in the posterior cingulate cortex, and it does. Because when you are intentionally sending the fluid up your spine, it hits your thymus gland, it releases hormones, it hits the back of your cortex back here, and then it hits your pineal gland and it lights up the gray matter. So I think that's really cool. Super marginal gyrus and hippocampus. The hippocampus is what I was trying to think of. No, the hippocampus is something. And decreases amygdala volume. Through long-term practice, meditation reduces internal perceptual noise and increases one's internal perceptual noise and increases one's perceptual sensitivity to meaningful stimuli. And it does. You start to become more aware of things around you and the way that they communicate with you. This past winter, guys, I had a red bird. He's on the farm. Like we've watched him grow up from a baby to a big male. And he, this past winter, where we weren't out front as much, and the cats aren't out front as much, and no one's out front as much, he come around to my back door and sat on the railing out there on my porch and would chirp. And I got up and looked in the window and I was like, "Oh, Redbird, you're so pretty." And he was hopping down to see if he could see me. We've talked before, so he remembers my voice. This is happening more and more with animals and people. I hope you've watched this far to catch this comment about the Redbird. So, religious chanting can become a form of mindfulness meditation through attention and breathing. A prayer which holistically integrates the complex and multifaceted tiers of consciousness and awareness. There's many meditations that you can do. This is a whole nother video, so we'll get into it later. But one of the big ones that you can do that I'll tell you right now, it's really, really simple and easy, is basically focusing your attention on your energy going up your spine. So imagine it's connected from your first root chakra, red, orange, yellow, green. It's lighting up as it goes, blue, purple, pink, it's fuchsia. When you get to where you're a good meditator and you're good at your awareness and you want to communicate with guides, you imagine the blue pearl. That's what I did, and that's how it worked for me. And I got that from a guide. I didn't know what I was doing. I just did it. It just came to me, and then I looked it up and found out it was real. Always practice safety and please protect yourself. Imagine a ball of silver protection around you. A study combined advanced multi-model electrophysiological measurements and neuroimaging to investigate the neural correlates of chanting and Timibaba Buddha. It showed increased, there's a lot of Sanskrit. You can do Sanskrit meditations. It showed increased indigenous neural oscillators in low frequency delta band in the posterior cingulate cortex. Strong delta waves were also localized in several brain regions during the slow wave sleep. Okay, a lot of this stuff is hard to understand. So if you guys want to go on your own and read some of it, on your own, because then you can have the time to look up words that you might not understand. Sometimes I have to do that. So I don't want to waste your time with stuff if you don't like some of it. Some of these words I don't know. You know what I mean? So let's skip down and kind of skim through it. Synchronicity, awareness, and meaning detention are frosting emerging discussions of the correlation between frequency and meaning. While current tools and assesses individual differences in synchronicity contain ambiguity, sound frequency introduces not only a focused inquiry into meaning detection, but also a grounded means for scientific innovation. I agree. Researchers from Stanford University have developed a way to hear seizures by converting the brain's electrical signatures to sound. By listening to tone, they can understand the audible difference between a seizing brain and a normal one. That is cool. I grew up with a brother that would seize all day long if he didn't have medication. That's all he would do. And so that's why he had to be on so many medications. Another Stafford study used acoustics to recognize the patterns of heart cells. About 100 million cells fit into the space of a sugar cube. indicating that a subtle change in frequency and amplitude guides the cells into new patterns and secures them in place. Acoustics can be used to create forms that resemble natural cardiac tissue. That's what I was talking about earlier. And regenerate damaged parts of the heart and other organ tissues and blood vessels. See, guys, there's a lot that we're going to be able to do with the practice and research of sound frequency. So I think that's really, really the way to be going. Between 1952, a synchronicity between natural frequency and brain rhythms. So this is going to be the story. We're not going to read all of it, but this is going to be the paragraph where they talk about Otto Schumann and his successor, Herbert Gong, measured a set of frequency with the mathematical model predicting the Earth isospheric cavity resonance, the energy that surrounds our Earth. For flat earthers, the energy that surrounds Earth, or the energy that surrounds Earth, or the energy that surrounds. I don't know. I'm just teasing, guys. Anyways, accumulating evidence shows that changes in the solar and geomagnetic activity overlap the physiological rhythms and fields. In other words, we feel that. And here's the other thing, DNA interacts with that frequency. So it says Moniger's work claims that genetic information in DNA can be transmitted into pure water when they are both subjected jointly to the electromagnetic field using SR as a mode. 10. Rudiger Weaver showed a significant disruption in circadian rhythm and emotional distress in the underground bunkers shielded. So they were in an underground bunker shielded. Okay, so anyways, there was an experiment. They talk about how everything they did with it to find the connection with consciousness to the field. So it even says relevant neurophysiologically studies show a confounding relationship between conscious and subconscious experiences in mindful meditation. It says theta waves are strong during meditation, prayer, and spiritual awareness, and alpha waves bridge the conscious and the subconscious, where sensation, abstract thinking, and self control become real. Okay, guys. So that's all I got for today. It does say, to sum it up, we now know natural frequency plays a key role in the mechanism that facilitates attention, memory, and complex thinking, and affects degrees of sensitivity of perception. Now that a strong correlation between human and physiological rhythms and SR is distinguished, what steps are we committing to nature, our relationship with the oscillating vibrations of our planet's electromagnetic field? Something interesting to think about. So we do have a lot of cool studies out. That is one of my favorite things to talk about, is energy and how we interact with it and correlate with it. My hair is growing, guys. I can't believe how much it's growing, how fast. I missed all of it. Hey, I can laugh about it now, but I wasn't when it happened. So anyways, guys, I hope that you had a wonderful experience with Psychic Soul Senses today. I'm going to work on some cool stuff. I'm going to try to work on like a front thing for my, videos or whatever. I'll never stop talking with my hands because I'm Italian. And guys, I got a couple more videos I want to take care of and some readings and stuff like that. And we'll get to that too. Um, But I am going to do, I think I'm going to shoot a little small series for a friend and I'm going to post it on here. And the reason I'm doing it is because he wants me to teach him, and I've gotten this question a lot, how to move energy from the root to the crown and the steps and how to open it, acknowledge it, and then move it. And there's a lot to it because you got to clear your chakras, you got to protect your chakras, you got to balance them, you got to get all the other energy out. You've got to connect your heart to your crown. It's a lot. So as I do those, I may be posting those, but I will start with the next video will be a tarot reading for the year 2024, astrological sign of Cancer. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you on the flip side. Be the reason someone believes in good people. And like, share, and subscribe, please. And have a good one. Thank you all.